Dads give a lot of advice. My dad was no exception. Uh, he really taught me to work hard, that I had to try hard. I remember when I started college, he said to me that he didn't have that kind of an opportunity, and so he wanted me to make the most of it, and so on and so on. The best advice my dad ever gave me, seriously, is when he thought he was dying. He'd had a heart attack, and it was 1978. We were in the hospital. He called all his children into the room. He called us in one by one. I was the last one into the room, and which was a long time waiting because I'm the youngest of 11. I stood there at his bedside, and he looked up at me and he said, "Teach your children to pray." It really caught me by surprise because I wasn't married and I didn't have children. But when he thought he was dying, and later on I found out the doctor thought he was dying, he told me to teach my children to pray. Truthfully, I don't mean this to sound super spiritual or schmaltzy, but frankly, it's the best advice he ever gave me. If we can learn to pray, we will live lives of profound significance. If we can learn to pray, we will live lives that are deeply altered by the presence of God, lives that have a deep underlying sense of confidence in God. And the beauty of learning to pray is that it's not hard to learn. There's no secret formula. There's no tricky thing that you have to say. It doesn't take a PhD. Frankly, it doesn't take a high school education. You just have to do it. And there are some basic things that are really helpful. Coming up on October 1st and for the next several Sundays after that, we're going to look at the topic of prayer as a key way to live lives that matter, lives that are deeper, lives that are way more whole in a secular age. We're going to look at that for several Sundays at Trinity Hill.